we are going to continue in this segment and we are going to talk about those 6 methods which are there defined under your ALP. And before we move further, we should know that international transaction, which I am on and on taking the name, it includes all sort of your purchases, all sort of your sale, transfers, lease, wherever you are using any intangible or tangible assets. So, it is a complete framework that includes everything right from the sale to the lease to investments to your tangibles to your intangibles, right. So, that should be very clearly defined when we are talking about an international transaction, that it is not limited to one or two activities, rather there is an entire set of comprehensive activities that defines your international transaction. And when we talk about this arm length price, always remember that this is applicable only in case of international transaction, when the parties are unrelated to each other and when they are being uncontrolled conditions. Uncontrolled, that you are not able to influence the prices or sort of any adjustments that you are able to do with respect to your credits or your interest, right, any factor. So, if you are able to control it, then we will call it control. If you are not able to control it, then we say it is uncontrolled. So, arm length price is basically done wherever there is a related transaction that is taking place between two parties who are associated in a control mechanism. So, we will find out the arm length price so that there is unrelatedness between so that a price is adopted which is akin to the one situation where there is unrelatedness, where there is uncontrolled conditions and there is an international transaction. So, talking about the method, the first very method is your cup method, that is your controllable or you could say comparable uncontrolled transactions or price for the same. Now, this cup method is basically your comparable uncontrolled price, as the name suggests. Comparable means you are drawing a comparison of a transaction that is taking place between two unrelated prices. So, terminology says comparable uncontrolled, that means you have not controlled the price, comparable uncontrolled price, that is your cup method. So, this is the most common and sort of your ideal method that is being very commonly being taken up when to compute the ALP for the goods and services, and that has taken place in case of an international transaction, right. So, basically we do what is, we take a scenario where there is a transaction that is taking place between two enterprises, let us suppose again C and D. So, what being the price that is being taking that being charged in case of your C, a transaction that is being taking place between C Limited and D Limited. So, similar price will be taken up from a comparable situation and that is going to be taken up as an ALP for a transaction that is happening between A Limited and B Limited, right. So, that is your cup method. Second method is your resale price method. Now, resale price method is basically you have bought the goods from your subsidiary, then you are selling it out to someone else at a price which is much higher. So, let us suppose you have bought the goods from B Limited, let us suppose it is 72 per unit, but you are selling them at what is 95. So, earlier if you have charged a price of 72, now your new ALP will be 95, the price that you charge to someone else when you are reselling the same to the outside parties. So, that is resale price method, right. Third method is your cost plus method, which we call it as CPM. So, cost plus method mein what do we do is, we keep the basic cost which includes your direct cost, indirect cost and keep a a very well defined, well designed your profit margin bracket. So, whatever let us suppose आपकी costing आ रही है इन हाउस प्रोड्यूस करने में 20 रुपीज़, राइट, एंड आपने उतने पे ही अपनी सब्सिडरी से उसे प्रोक्योर कर लिया, राइट, या फिर उससे आप दिखा रहे हैं कि आपने उसको लेट्स सपोज 80 पर करा. सो दोनों सिचुएशन, द सिचुएशन इज वेरी polarized. So, in that case what this method says that you keep the cost that is being incurred in order to produce the unit and keep a very decent amount of profit margin onto the same, which is 25%. So, whatever amount is coming out to be, that is going to be your ALP. Otherwise, if not detectable, you do one thing is you keep the cost के ऊपर जितना basic profit है, decent amount of 20 to 25% का profits, and that will be your cost plus method, right. Fourth method is your profit split method, that is your PSM. Now, when we say profit split method, it is basically being charged to such situations where you can say that you are having multiple transactions and you cannot assign individual values to each and every transactions. So, आपने बहुत सारी transactions करी, multiple transactions, multiple enterprises से, where it is very difficult to isolate कि पर हर एक का कितना होगा. So, you do what? You divide the profits accordingly. You split the profits. That is why it is known as your profit split method. You proportionately divide it according to the transactions that is taking place between the respective enterprises. So, accordingly your ALP for those respective units will be taken up. So, that is how we compute it in case of your PSM. And then there is your transactional net margin method. See, basically otherwise we follow a gross profit ka case. In case of your CPM also we keep a, let's say, a profit margin, let's say 25% of the as a onto the gross, right. But transactional net margin method says that it only considers about your net margin. It does not considers about your gross margin. It will eliminate all those taxes, all those things, and it will talk about that what is the net margin that you are having on a transaction, and based on to that an ALP will be drawn out, right. And there can be some other methods that has been put out under this others categorization. So, and depending on to the situation, depending upon the scenarios. And one important thing, there is no one size fit all approach. You have to see for the situation, and accordingly all these methods will be used depending upon the situation in the scenarios. Now, furthermore, there are two concepts where which we use in order to ascertain your these prices for ALP as per different these 6 methods. So, when we say what is that funda, it says arithmetic mean is what is a common measure that is being used generally. आप arithmetic mean से इनका amount निकालते हैं, and उसके 2014 से पहले तक we had this arithmetic mean. That is the only method that is being followed all these cases में. चाहे हम कप method की बात करें, RPM, CPM, PSM और TNM की बात करें हम, we used to follow this arithmetic mean method before 2014, April 2014. But after April 2014, there have been insertion of new concept which is known as your range concept, and range concept is used now. So, but again there are some terms and conditions for range concept that is to be taken into consideration when you apply for this range method, right. Otherwise, your arithmetic mean method is used. Now, otherwise means what is? Present day scenario if we talk about, if there are less than 6 transactions, your range concept will not be applicable. That's a one sure rule, right. अगर आपकी transactions एक साल में जो international transactions है 6 से कम है, तो आप जो है अपना range method use नहीं कर सकते. आपको AM method, that is your arithmetic mean method, that you have to take up for the comparable to know about your ALP for the comparable transactions. But in case where your transactions are more than 6, then of course you can use this range method. Now, range method, I'll come to it one by one. First, we'll see for its applicability in all these 6 methods, right. Now, look onto this table very carefully. This table says that in case of your cup method, अगर आपका 6 से कम का you have transactions, then your range method will not be applicable. That simply says what? This is not applicable. But in case the transactions are more than 6, then of course your range method is applicable. Now, another point which I have written is single year data. That means जब आप कप मेथड को यूज कर रहे हैं, आपकी ट्रांजेक्शन 6 से ज्यादा हैं, तो आप मल्टीपल ईयर का डेटा नहीं लेंगे। दैट मीन्स आपको जब अमाउंट निकालना है एएलपी का, आप सिंगल ईयर डेटा लेंगे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ए लिमिटेड की ट्रांजेक्शन हुई है 10 कंपनी के साथ, बी लिमिटेड, सी लिमिटेड, डी लिमिटेड, ई लिमिटेड एंड सो ऑन, राइट। ट्रांजेक्शन 2021 में हुई, 21-22 में हुई, 22-23, 23-24 एंड सो ऑन, राइट। सो यू विल सी टू द वेरी रिस्पेक्टिव ईयर जिसके लिए आपने एएलपी को कंप्यूट करना है। यू विल नॉट टेक मल्टीपल ईयर का डेटा और उसके बेसिस पे आप रेंज निकालो, ऐसा नहीं होगा कप में। कप मेथड में क्या होगा, आप उसी 22-23 का या 23-24 का आप जो है एएलपी निकालेंगे। 6 से ज़्यादा ट्रांजेक्शन्स होंगी डिफरेंट एंटिटीज़ के साथ या सेम एंटिटीज़ के साथ, तो उसका आपका तब उस केस में रेंज मेथड आपका अप्लाई होगा, ठीक है। सेकेंड पॉइंटर में यू कैन सी आरपीएम मेथड ऑल्सो। अगर 6 से कम आपकी ट्रांजेक्शन्स हैं तो आपका रेंज मेथड एप्लीकेबल नहीं है। रेंज मेथड कब एप्लीकेबल है, जब ट्रांजेक्शन्स आपकी 6 से ज़्यादा है, राइट। बट इन दिस केस जब आरपीएम की बात हम कह रहे हैं, तब हम मल्टीपल ईयर डेटा यूज कर सकते हैं। यानी कि अब आपके पास अगर डिफरेंट ईयर्स का डेटा है, बेस्ड ऑन टू दैट यू विल ड्रॉ योर एएलपी। Similarly, when we talk about CPM method, it goes the same as your RPM. It says if it is less than 6, the number of your transaction, the count of the same, then your range method will not be used. Rather, your range method will be used when the count is more than 6 and your multiple year data will be used for the same. But when we come to this profit split method, which is your PSM, we are saying no matter whether the count of transactions is less than 6 or more than 6, PSM में आपका range method use ही नहीं होगा। PSM simply denies for the same and उस केस में आप क्या यूज करेंगे, आप arithmetic mean method यूज करेंगे। Similarly, when we talk about other cases, PSM in other cases में range concept is not applicable because we are not able to individually identify the respective profits. That is why that profit split method is being used. But transactional net margin method में similar जाएगा जैसे आपका RPM में गया था कि अगर 6 से कम है तो आपका रेंज यूज नहीं होगा, 6 से ज़्यादा है तो आपका रेंज का मेथड यूज होगा और उसमें भी मल्टीपल ईयर डेटा को आप यूज कर सकते हैं। क्लियर? नाउ अब जो मैं बार बार आई एम टेलिंग यू अबाउट अरिथमेटिक मीन एंड रेंज मेथड, ये तो इसकी फंक्शनिंग थी, फ्रेमवर्क था दिस थ्रू 6 मेथड्स। नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट हाउ डू वी कंप्यूट दिस अरिथमेटिक मीन और हाउ डू वी कंप्यूट दिस रेंज। अरिथमेटिक मीन में एज यू डू नॉर्मली यू टेक अ मीन ऑफ द सेम। अगर आपके पास 5 ट्रांजेक्शन्स हैं, आप उसका समेशन करेंगे डिवाइड बाय द नंबर ऑफ योर ट्रांजेक्शन्स, आपको अरिथमेटिक मीन वैल्यू निकल आएगी, दैट विल बी योर आर्म लेंथ प्राइस। बट रेंज के केस में कैसे करेंगे, जब ट्रांजेक्शन्स आपकी 6 से ज़्यादा है, देन यू डू इट इन अ मैनर, आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जाम्पल। लेट्स सपोज ABC Limited is having a transaction with 10 companies, which is Z Limited, X Limited, Y Limited, P Limited, Q Limited, S Limited, R Limited and so on. Now, and we'll take this cup method and उनको 20 ईयर का हमने डेटाबेस देखा कि ABC का P Limited के साथ कितने का ट्रांजेक्शन हुआ, Q के साथ कितने का, X के साथ कितने का, Y के साथ कितने का, Z के साथ कितने का, राइट, SR के साथ कितने का। सो 6 से ज़्यादा जो होंगी अगर आपकी ट्रांजेक्शन्स, अब हम क्या करेंगे, उस ट्रांजेक्शन्स को असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज करेंगे। फर्स्ट लेट्स सपोज उसने ABC ने P लिमिटेड के साथ 110 पर यूनिट के हिसाब से सेल आउट करा था, Q लिमिटेड को 120, सो ऑन R लिमिटेड को 125, 130। सो आप इसे असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज करेंगे, ठीक है। जितनी भी ट्रांजेक्शन्स हैं, 10 है, 20 है, 30 हैं, जितनी भी ट्रांजेक्शन्स है, यू विल अरेंज देम इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर एंड देन यू विल कंप्यूट द 35th परसेंटाइल एंड 65th परसेंटाइल ऑफ द सेम। 35th परसेंटाइल निकालेंगे और 65th परसेंटाइल निकालेंगे। दिस इज अ रूल कि 35 चेंज नहीं होगा, 65 चेंज नहीं होगा, ये आपका रूल फिक्स्ड है बाय द सेक्शन इटसेल्फ, राइट। सो दोनों से आपकी एक रेंज डिफाइंड हो जाएगी कि 35th परसेंटाइल निकाली और 65th परसेंटाइल निकाली, उसकी कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यू चेक करी जो आपने असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज करा था, जो आपने प्राइस चार्ज करा है इंटरनेशनल ट्रांजेक्शन में, अगर वो इस रेंज में फिट इन हो रहा है देन विल से इट्स ओके, ये जो है वेल इन रेंज आ रहा है, दैट कैन बी टेकन एज योर आर्म्स लेंथ प्राइस, दैट्स फाइन, राइट। बट अगर इस 35th परसेंटाइल या 65th परसेंटाइल में फिट नहीं हो रहा है, देन व्हाट, रेंज का क्या हमारा हम उस केस में क्या करेंगे, हमारी क्या वैल्यूज़ निकलेगी, राइट। अब एक पॉइंट और आता है कि 35th और 65 तो निकाल लिया, अब कई केसेस में क्या होता है 35 से एग्जैक्ट नंबर नहीं निकलता, 65 से नहीं निकलता, सो उस केसेस में हम मीडियन का मेथड ले लेते हैं, दैट विल कम ऑन लेटर ऑन, ठीक है। इन दोज केसेस विल कंसिडर मीडियन। अब इस रेंज में ना एक टॉलरेंस टैग की टर्मिनोलॉजी है कि कितना डेविएशन कितना हो सकता है, राइट। अगर एक ALP की बात हो रही है तो डेविएशंस कितना जा सकते हैं। सो व्हेन वी आर सेइंग दैट द प्राइस ऑफ योर आर्म लेंथ प्राइस दिस एंड योर एक्चुअल जिस पर तुम्हारी ट्रांजेक्शन हुई, दोनों के बीच में जो गैप है, हद से हद कितना हो सकता है, कितना टॉलरेंस टैग हो सकता है। 12-13 से पहले ये टॉलरेंस टैग था 5%, दैट वाज 5% फॉर एवरीवन। But assessment year 13-14 onwards, we have defined these tolerance tags, which says in case you are a wholesaler or a trader, that tolerance tag will be 1%. And in other cases, it will be 3%. That means कि अगर जो डिफरेंस आ रहा है जो कि आपको चार्ज करना चाहिए था एज ALP और जितना आपने चार्ज करा, वो जो अमाउंट का डिफरेंस आया वो 1% या 3% अगर अदर्स के केस में हम देखें उससे ज़्यादा है तो आप ALP चार्ज करेंगे। अगर उस टॉलरेंस टैग के अंदर है, यानी कि 20-30 रुपये का डिफरेंस है या लेट्स सपोज 10-20 रुपये का डिफरेंस है, तो इट्स फाइन बिकॉज उतना हमारा टॉलरेंस टैग है उस प्राइस को लेकर। लेकिन अगर वो उसको डिविएट कर रहा है तो आपको उस केस में ALP को चार्ज करना है, राइट। सो दिस इज हाउ वी कंप्यूट योर आर्म लेंथ प्राइस इन केस ऑफ योर इंटरनेशनल ट्रांजेक्शन्स एंड स्पेसिफिकली जब पार्टीज एक दूसरे के साथ रिलेटेड है, क्योंकि मेजर फंडा ही आपका वो है कि जहाँ पार्टीज में इंटरनेशनल ट्रांजेक्शन्स हो रही हैं, दे आर रिलेटेड टू ईच अदर, दे आर इन अ controlled, you could say they are able to control the transactions, then you come to a format where you use any of these 6 methods, which is your CUP, which is your RPM, CPM, PSM, TNM and others. And इनकी applicability के हिसाब से you choose one of the methods and then compute your ALP method, so that a fair price is being charged in case of your international transactions. और जहाँ parties unrelated है वहाँ तो there is no chances for any manipulations if they are not related to each other in any manner. So that's automatically a very fair price that is being charged, and of course the profits will not be eroded because the price that is being charged, that is fair enough, right. So please understand this concept that we use ALP only in case there being a related transaction, that is an international transaction in a control mechanism. And that is we come to this ALP so that in a price which is there, which is drawn from the uncontrolled, unrelated sort of your transactions, that is being adopted and that is being put up in case of your transfer pricing, right. And plus moreover we need to be very careful of this AM method and range method. So range method is clearly your applicable in case when the count is more than 6. If the count is less than 6, then you will only apply your arithmetic mean method. But अगर उससे ज़्यादा है तब आप range method निकालेंगे, right? उससे क्या होगा, you will get a very a broader area of price brackets. अब जैसे मैंने कहा कि 35th परसेंटाइल और 65th परसेंटाइल का आई हैव गिवन यू एन एग्जांपल कि आपने उनको असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज करा, उसके बाद आपने उसकी 35th परसेंटाइल एंड 65th परसेंटाइल निकाली, और जो प्राइस आपने चार्ज करेगा अगर वो इस रेंज में आ रहा है तो इट्स ओके, जो आपका प्राइस है दैट्स फाइन, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है रेंज के केस में. बट अगर नहीं आ रहा है तो रेंज के केस में तब क्या करेंगे, तब आप उसका मीडियन निकालेंगे 50th परसेंटाइल, और जो मीडियन से आपकी कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यू या प्राइस आएगा वो आपका आर्म लेंथ प्राइस होगा. अरिथमेटिक मीन के मेथड में तो हमने देख लिया कि टॉलरेंस टैक्स को हम यूज़ कर लेंगे, बट रेंज के मेथड में हम क्या करेंगे, हम चेक करेंगे उस रेंज में 35th परसेंटाइल और 65th परसेंटाइल में जो प्राइस आपने चार्ज करा क्या वो वहाँ पर फिट इन हो रहा है तो इट्स फाइन, दैट विल बी योर ALP. नहीं हो रहा है तो आप ALP कैसे निकालेंगे, आप 50th परसेंटाइल निकालेंगे जो कि उसका मीडियन होगा, और वो आपको ड्रॉ आउट करेगा कि दैट दिस इज द ALP दैट इज टू बी चार्ज in this particular scenario. And always use whenever the range concept is not applicable, right, then your arithmetic mean methods will be taken up, and you have to see very cautiously that whether the single year data points to be used or the multiple data points to be used. And अगर आपका arithmetic mean के केस में जैसे मैंने अभी बोला, you will be very careful about the tolerance tags that are to be used. Range में आपका अगर range में आ रहा है that's fine, otherwise you will go to median, right, that will be ALP. और arithmetic mean में क्या करेंगे, जो प्राइस आपने चार्ज करा और ALP का जो डिफरेंस है अगर वो टॉलरेंस टैक्स के बार्स को क्रॉस कर रहा है तो जो प्राइस आपको चार्ज करना चाहिए था अरिथमेटिक मीन मेथड के हिसाब से आप वो चार्ज करेंगे. अगर वो क्रॉस नहीं कर रहा है, जो प्राइस आपने चार्ज कर रहा है टॉलरेंस टैक्स को नहीं क्रॉस कर रहा है, बिकॉज नाउ यू विल बी लुकिंग ऑन टू ऑल द ट्रांजेक्शंस विच इज 13-14 ऑनवर्ड्स, राइट. So the rate is the same since long, so it's 1% wholesalers or traders or 3% for others. So in that case you will see for your tolerance tags, and this very concept of tolerance tags is very useful when you draw out onto the practical examples onto the scene, right. So there being two major methods, arithmetic mean and your range method, and their applicability is depending upon the method that you use or the number of transactions that you have. You cannot use this range method in case when you are going for this PSM method or others for that sake, or you cannot use that range method if the count is less than 6, right. And in case of other, let's suppose whether we talk about RPM, CPM or TNM, you can use multiple year data, but when it comes to CUP, which is a most commonly used method as I told you, you will only use the single year data as the data entry points for the same, right. So this is how we compute the arm length price under your section 92 to 90F for your transfer pricing transactions. Further on, always keep into mind the section 92CC that talks about your advance pricing agreements, that in case of all these transfer pricing that is taking place in an international transaction, you need to have a agreement well in place which reflects the prices that has to be charged in case of related parties. For example, in case of your holding and subsidiaries, in cases where it is very clearly reflected that these two enterprises are related to each other. So in those cases you need to inform them prior hand. You need to arrange those advanced pricing agreements, right. Another is under section 92D, you are supposed to maintain the books of records. You are supposed to get them audited also. आपको बुक्स ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स भी बनाने हैं सारी ट्रांजेक्शन्स के, जैसे बाकी केसेस में उनका प्रॉपर ऑडिट भी करवाना है, राइट. ऑब्वियसली द थ्रेशोल्ड्स डज अप्लाई फॉर दैट सेक. सो all other things remains the same, that you have to follow the provisions that are applicable, but you need to be very careful. The price that is being charged should not be misleading. it should not lead to erosion of the profits or the taxes being diverted to some other nation, right, because that will be a case of tax evasion, and if caught, heavy penalties will be levied, because if you are cashed up in a scrutiny, of course there will be heavy penalties onto the same. So this entire segment is more of a focus onto your transfer pricing and its applicability, its conditions, to make it suitable to apply your ALP methods, right, and the scenarios where you can use different types of your further the techniques that can be used to ascertain your ALP, right. So when computed this ALP, the company will be able to establish this point that yes, the price that is being charged between the two enterprises, it's very fair, it's very equitable, and the profits, the most important thing is the base profits will not be eroded, and the taxes or the profits will not be diverted to some other nation. That will lead to evasion of taxes in your own country. So that is why these sections being adopted 92 to 90F, and it specifically talks about a rational mechanism to come to a price which is fair in case of your transfer pricing, right. And again I will tell about this thing that out of these 6 methods, there is no one such method that will be applicable in all the scenarios. You have to see for which approach does the company is following up, what sort of association is there between the two enterprises, right. In order to ascertain that association, either you can check directly or that it will be easily reflected up, or you can do what is, you can see for whether they are associated enterprises or deemed associated enterprise. So in case they are deemed associated enterprises, you need to look onto all those 13 cases. Those 13 cases you have seen, you have witnessed that there are some, in some cases 26% voting shares or share power, or borrowing का case है, 10% का case है. So you have to very rationally figure out whether either directly or indirectly through an intermediary who is taking care of the management in both the organizations, or who are appointing the more than half of the board of directors or executive directors per se in both the organizations. So that means you are needed to identify that whether two enterprises, they are associated to each other or not, because that will be, this ALP will only be applicable if and only if there is an association between the two enterprises. So first we need to see for the association between the two, right. Of course there should be international transaction, that is a prerequisite, but yes, an associated, that relatedness, because maybe later on that prices can be controlled with respect to your credit risk, with respect to your free on board terms and conditions, right. So if you have any queries with respect to this very topic of transfer pricing or any other topics that we discussed earlier, you can write down onto the comment section and we will get back to you. So thank you for the day.